If your arms still look skinny in a t-shirt, well, you're probably training them wrong. In this video, I'm gonna break down my exact blueprint that really blew up my arms, plus a full workout that you can start today that's really gonna take your arms to that next level. So let's get started. All right, so first off, when it comes to hitting arms, guys, we're not just focusing on the biceps. A lot of people think like, oh man, I just need to build big biceps and that's gonna make my arms look nice and full. Well, they're also neglecting, however, the triceps. We wanna hit both, guys. We wanna hit the biceps and the triceps because in fact, the triceps actually make up 2/3 of your entire arm. So if you're not hitting triceps, well, how are you really gonna grow big, full arms, right? We wanna make sure that we're hitting both of them. And we also wanna make sure that we are focusing on these 3 main points. And those are getting a deep stretch with your exercises, controlling your time under tension, and progressive overload. Now, if you're missing any of these when you're training, guys, then you're really not maximizing muscle growth and your arms are really just going to stay the same no matter how long you've been training them, because these 3 things are really what makes your muscles grow. So first, let's talk about the stretch. Now, the stretch, guys, is something that a lot of people overlook when they're training, but it is really crucial to actually maximizing muscle growth and tension when you're doing your workouts. I see guys all the time in the gym just, picking up some dumbbells and, just trying to do some curls, but they're really just half repping it. They're not getting an actual full extension. And so they're really cutting themselves short on the exercises. Because when you get a full stretch, guys, when you're doing biceps, when you're doing triceps, when you are getting that full stretch and that full extension, you're actually putting enough tension when your muscle is at its most lengthened state. For example, if you're hitting bicep curls, then that means letting your arm fully extend at the bottom of the motion instead of stopping just halfway. And this is gonna be the same for triceps as well. Let's say you're doing a tricep push down, we're fully extending the arm so it has the maximum range of motion. You're not just swinging the weight carelessly, you're actually keeping it slow and controlled, and you're getting that nice full range of motion. So make sure that you're doing this with your workouts, guys, so you're not leaving gains on the table. All right, so next, let's talk about time under tension. Now, out of all the points that we're gonna cover, guys, time under tension is the most crucial. And this means that you are taking enough time with your exercises. You're making sure that you're actually keeping the exercise slow and controlled. You're not rushing through them. And this goes along with our first point too, right? So when you go into the gym, don't just pick up weights and just start swinging them around and just start, trying to rush through your exercises. I see this way too many times, guys. You wanna make sure that you're fully engaging your muscle and keeping it under enough tension and enough stress throughout an entire rep. Take a look at how I do my barbell curls here. As you can see, I'm not really using crazy heavy weight, right? I'm just purely focusing on time under tension, and I'm keeping it nice and slow and controlled as I'm coming down. I'm not rushing through the exercise. And this is also called mind-muscle connection. You might have heard that term before. And this means that you're really just focused and you're locked in on the exercise, right? And you're just like, all right, I'm hitting biceps right now. Now I'm thinking about that muscle being engaged, right? I'm really thinking about that muscle being worked and that muscle being pumped, right? And that just makes a huge difference in your workouts, guys. Like there's a whole mental aspect to this too. It's not just pick up weights, get through them, and then on to the next exercise. I see way too many people doing that, and they're just really leaving too many gains on the table. So just by implementing this, guys, in your workouts, it's really gonna take your arms to the next level. All right, and our third point, guys, when it comes to maximizing our arm gains in the gym is going to be progressive overload. Now, guys, when you go into the gym and, whether you're hitting an arm workout or whether you're hitting any workout in general, you need to be progressively overloading. And that means that you need to be increasing your strength over time and actually increasing the weights that you're using, right? This is gonna build your strength and this is actually gonna force your muscles to grow. You don't wanna just be using the same amount of weight week after week. That's really not gonna make you much progress. Because if your weight's not really changing, well, how can you really expect your muscles to? Now, what I recommend and what I did when it came to progressive overload was I made sure that I was overloading on each set. For example, if I was doing some machine curls, right? I'd start with lighter weight to warm up with about, let's say 10 to 15 reps, right? I'd do that for a warm up and get the pump going. And then I'd move on to my working sets. I'd do 10 to 12 reps with a heavier weight. And then for my second working set, I would actually increase the weight, right? And this is when progressive overload really comes into effect, because you want to build your strength. So in order to build your strength, guys, you need to be increasing the weight. And then I would push that set close to failure. And then I would raise the weight again and go for as many reps as I could. And then after that, I would perform what is called a drop set. Now, this is a little bit more of an advanced technique, but it really gets a great pump and it really maximizes muscle growth and that time under tension with progressive overload. And this means that I would lower the weight and crank out as many reps as I could, and then I'd drop the weight again, do the same thing, and then drop the weight again to cap it off. Now, that's how I train personally. And I know that might sound like a lot of volume for a lot of you guys. So if you're a beginner, then I recommend just going in there and doing 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps, just so you can start building that mind muscle connection and start learning what it actually feels like to get your muscles engaged with the movement. And then later on, you can really start diving more into the advanced techniques, right? But the main takeaway, guys, from all of these 3 points is that you really want to focus on getting quality reps, controlled reps, right? Really building your mind muscle connection and really learning how your body feels on the movement, learning how to really engage the muscle, maximize the pump, and maximize muscle building when you're hitting these exercises. Now, here are my top exercises and a workout that you can actually do starting today so that you can go out there and really start blowing up your arms. So let's get into it. All right, for biceps, we're gonna kick it off with the single arm machine curl. Now, this is one of my favorite exercises, guys, because it really just blasts the biceps. First, you're gonna start with a warm-up set of 10 to 15 reps. And then you're gonna go for 3 sets of 10 to 12, 8 to 10, and 6 to 8 reps. And you're gonna be raising the weight with each set. And the great thing with this exercises and these reps, guys, is that it's already building in progressive overload, right? Because you're constantly increasing the weight with each set. So all you gotta do is just make sure that you're just keeping the reps slow and controlled. Do it just like I'm doing as you see in the video. And this is really gonna maximize your gains, guys. Next, we're gonna move on to the barbell curl, but with 3-second negatives. And I really like the 3-second negative because it forces you to have that time under tension. It really forces you to actually slow down the movement. You can't just go in and just start swinging the weight, right? You have to keep it controlled because that's how the negative goes. So we're gonna do 3 sets. First set is gonna be 10 to 12, and then the other 2 are gonna be until failure or near failure. So that means just do as many reps as you can while keeping good form. And then to wrap up biceps, guys, we are going to hit the hammer curls. Love hammer curls, and we're gonna do this for 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And then for the second set, you're gonna do 8 to 10 reps. This is really gonna cap off the biceps and also help with building that nice bicep peak. And now for the fun part, the triceps. First, you're gonna start with some tricep push downs. Now, you can do this either with a rope or a bar, whichever you prefer. So just make sure to get that full extension, and we're gonna do a warm-up set of 10 to 15 reps. And notice my form here on this exercise, right? I make sure to take a few steps back, and I kind of bend down a little bit to really isolate the tricep more. And this is to make sure that you don't cheat the movement at all, right? Use too much shoulders or use too much body when you're, trying to hit the tricep push downs, right? So we're gonna do a warm-up set first of 10 to 15 reps, and then 3 working sets of 10 to 12, 8 to 10, and 6 to 8 reps, raising the weight each time. And then to wrap up our arm day, guys, our last workout is going to be the overhead extensions. Now, you can do this with a rope, you could do this with a bar, or you could do this with a dumbbell. Now, me personally, I like using the rope because when I'm hitting the extensions, you're able to kind of come out a little bit more, right, by pulling the rope apart. So that's personally how I like to do it, but it's really up to you and really up to preference. I just find that pulling the rope apart while also doing the exercise really helps with that time under tension. And you're gonna hit these extensions for another 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12, 8 to 10, and 6 to 8 reps. And that wraps up arm day, guys. This workout is gonna give you an insane pump, and as long as you stay consistent, you are actually going to see great muscle growth and arm growth. And you're gonna notice your arms gonna start looking a little bit bigger, a little bit fuller. And just keep going, keep going, keep going. Add a little bit more volume, learn to really go and train until failure. And your muscles are gonna blow up, guys, I promise you. Now, if you're a beginner and you want an easy to follow workout plan, I do have a free program available in the link in the description. Just click on that and it's gonna be a free push-pull leg split to really get you started and really get you to start building muscle, guys. So definitely recommend checking that out in the link below. And also, if you want the complete step-by-step process of building a lean, aesthetic, attractive looking physique, then you're definitely gonna wanna check out my Hollywood Body Workout Program. And that's gonna be in the description below as well. And I cover nutrition, I cover diet, I cover workouts, mindset, everything that you need to know, guys, to really become the best version of yourselves. And again, that is gonna be in the link in the description below as well. That's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. And also leave a comment on what your favorite arm workout is as well. Or what arm workouts do you want to try from watching this video? Oh, and one more thing. If you're a beginner and you really want to know all the basics when it comes to the gym and working out and actually how to make gains in the gym, then you definitely want to click the video on screen. God bless.